Yeah. Soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little education, soulful, inspiration, soulful, inspiration, a little education. You love. Uninspired and tired is a bad combination, and I'm sad to say that's a dark situation, but I'm thinking of you, so I'm glad to say I wrote a letter on behalf of how I feel today. 7 a.m. in the morning, ain't been to sleep. It's been a night type long and a rough type week. I'm meditating my life on the whole, pondering the where, when, how, ifs I can gain control. It's like a spin of the wheel or a roller to die. They say that you can be a winner at the game of life, but I know the house don't play to lose, so you better know the math, how to make the move. See, I'm a student of the study, how to proper pursue a blunt portion of the profits produced, paying my dues, so I follow the lolly and avoid the fools. But this is trial by fire, so you must stay cool. One rule, envy is a powerful tool. Spy and spine all times, everything you do. That way, when the idiot's idiot act cool, you can crack those crabs and continue to move. You know, 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. Long night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feel me. Remember back to the slenderest times when we pitched for the pretty penny nickel a dime. Before the world seemed crooked and the gutter was fine. When it was good hood living and a peace of mind. Now that's over. Life will make a grown man sober, head aching, hanging over, feeling funny inside. We never knew the world worked on a bogus design to keep a brother buried deep, broken down and blind. Better still, man, it's ill when you look to find there's a chance to advance, most heads deny. Like a dream and a slice of the proverbial pie, we will remain to reside in the ghetto of pride. Ignorance is pure bliss and these days provide plenty of it to keep a poor man pacified. I try to put him on the business of knowledge applied, but that's a pickle of a deal that's sour inside. But 7 a.m. in the morning, I'm open up. Long night, ain't been to sleep. I grab my pencil and pad, I'm open. I hope you feeling me, man. So many guys that I grew with died, resorted to doing crime and turned doing the time. I can hardly better speak to childhood friends and find every exchange features a fella falling the wayside. That's ill, but then it keeps a brother on bill mode, mentally locked and loaded, ready to deal with any form of friction you can fathom the feel. In a world that wheels drama and fires at will, it bust from dawn to dusk and aim to kill. Cause a lot of souls shook and afraid for real. So instead turn their heads up, tail and chill, in the hopes not to cope, but that's whack. See, you and I are like a different breed, and we bring to the balance such a desperate need. The eagerness to elevate and evolve the scene. A better space, a better time indeed. Sincerely.
It was the voice of a courageous explorer, a man dedicated to the pursuit of man's knowledge and the expansion of his horizons.
Good morning. Here is Nathan Ivey.
Good morning, Chop Shop. Welcome back. You're listening to The Last Honest Place in America, brought to you by the good folks at Superlative Media. My name is Nathan Ivey. Welcome back to the Nathan Ivey Show. It's a wonderful place where nothing is funnier than the truth. Men are allowed to be men, and of course, sucker MCs get dealt with. Buckle up, get ready. Today is Thursday, June 9th. 2016, and as always, numerous things to discuss. Shout out to Team NI for holding me down. And again, good morning to the Chop Shop. Let's chop it up. There's numerous things to discuss. Just yesterday, I was over at Pitching for Peace, and they do it every single year, and it was at the Hirsch Recreation Center. And if you were driving past the Hirsch Recreation Center between the hours, I'd say, of about anywhere between 5 and 7 p.m. yesterday, then you saw all of the traffic. There was police officers out there just kind of making sure that everything was running right. And I was there as well. I had planned on originally playing in the game, but after I got there, the game had already started a little bit. I still could have jumped in, but Ran into a lot of friendly faces and started chopping it up with folks, politicking, catching up. Ran into Scotty J, a.k.a. Scotty, the talk show hottie. I know some folks may still have a problem with Scotty, but I do not. Ran into Mr. Don Lee, of course, who was so instrumental in putting everything together. And he had jokes. He listens from time to time in the morning, but he had jokes. I'm chucking it up with the chief, ran into Chief Isaac as well. That is the police chief for the city of Cincinnati. And it was good to see him. Haven't seen him since, haven't shook his hand face to face since, it's been some time. Actually, I think the last time I saw the chief, he was outside of the offices of my old job. And it was the morning in which they were coming on the air to talk about what happened to the former chief. That was the last time I think I saw the chief face to face. He said, "Look, Nate, I'm more than willing to come on your show." He had no idea I was on the air. Had no idea. But he said he's more than willing to come into the chop shop, come onto the Nathan Ivey Show online, and chop it up with myself and the good folks who listen. And I'm going to take him up on that offer. Absolutely. If you're connected to me on Facebook and you've seen the images I posted yesterday, I also ran into the man who's running for Hamilton County prosecutor. That would be Mr. Alan Triggs. Took a photograph with him. And we actually got together, and we have a new date in mind in which he's going to come into the chop shop and chop it up with us. So a lot of things will be happening within the next week or so. I'll give you all the details and the dates as they come in. I confirm everything. But doing my usual, I saw Miss Yvette Simpson. I didn't get a chance to politic with her. She had things going on. I was talking to folks at that particular time. And it was a good time, though. It was a good time. And I watched the game. And it seemed like a really good time. There was a lot of family folks out there, a lot of people around. That's a fantastic. I had never been to that baseball diamond before. Never been there before at the Hirsch Recreation Center. And it's great. A great facility, great grounds. I had a good time, as a matter of fact. Caught it with some folks I haven't seen before. Caught it with some old colleagues of mine that I haven't seen since my untimely departure. But that was great. Now, you know me. I go everywhere, most times by myself, and that's just because of the kind of person that I am. And this is the city I love, I've got no issues with anyone. I did get my T-shirt, Pitching for Peace. And they didn't have any, by the time I got there, they didn't have any extra large sizes, so I just got an extra large. There was no XXX, no 3X. Have you seen this body? You know damn well I can't squeeze this body into no damn extra large. Come on now. Put a 3X to the side for Nate. Is that so hard to do? Put a 3X to the side for Nate. I like it loose. Well, good morning to you. Currently 7:10 a.m. in the Queen City. And I'm feeling good and ready to talk, ready to flow with you this morning. I've got to say what's up. This is my favorite part of the show, to the folks that hold me down. And Tonika was in the chop shop first this morning. Good morning to you, Tonika. Welcome back. Glad to have you. Shauna was second. How you doing, Shauna? Good morning to you. And I'm not going to say Miss Tracy. Tracy from Cincinnati. She writes, "Hey, how you doing, Tracy? Good to see you. I see Brent's in the house. What up, Brent?" He writes, "Good morning." Keena writes, "I'm present, Mr. Ivy." Good to see everybody. A lot to discuss. Mike Jones writes, "Good morning, Cavs." Yeah, I was out with a friend last night, and we were downtown at a bar, basically, to watch the game. And found a really good spot actually downtown. It wasn't super populated. It had a nice little ambiance. It even had television screens where the borders were like gold plated. I mean, it was nice. So we found a great spot to watch the game. And the Cavs, hey, I'm happy. If for no other reason, that means that we're going to get one more game, at least 5 games. This is great. My hope is for 6 or 7 at least, and the Cavs win. But last night, if you're a Cavs fan, last night should give you a lot. It should give you a reason to believe that the Cavs can actually win this series. Splash who? Splash what now? Splash Brothers. What is a Splash Brother? Because they've been making no splashes. They're not splashing anymore. Steph and Clay just seem very, very ordinary. And everyone's asking the same question this morning on sports media. What's wrong with Steph Curry? I don't really care what's wrong with Steph Curry. I want to see the Cavs win on Friday. Then you got a 2-2 series. Now it's the best 2 out of 3. It still favors the home team, the team with the home field advantage. That will be the Golden State Warriors. But anything can happen. LeBron James had some incredible dunks last night, some incredible moves. And I'm thinking, why wasn't this team playing like this in Golden State? And I give props to the team for stepping up. That's great, but you got a steep climb in front of you. 1, you got to win on the road. 2, you got to beat the Golden State Warriors. But I'm happy to say that now we kind of have a series. We'll see. Keena writes, on our way to Detroit football camp for our youngest son. Well, safe travels, Keena, to you and our family. Kelly writes, good morning, Nathan. Good morning, Kelly. Good to see you. What's up, Miss D? She writes, greetings. Deanna writes, good morning. Good to see you. Keena writes, greetings to all in the Chop Shop crew. We are in the building. That's right. Yeah, I ran into a lot of folks yesterday. They're like, hey, Nate, good to see you. What you doing now? And when I tell them I'm back on the air, they're just completely like, what? I had no idea. And to me, that's very encouraging that we have been able to sort of put together these type of numbers. Again, on Spreaker alone, we're over 70,000 plays, well on our way, well before the end of the summer, well before September, well before August, we'll be over 100,000 plays. Close to 1,500 followers just on Spreaker. And again, averaging about 900 downloads from NathanIvey.com for previous shows. Now, I know for some folks it may not seem like a lot, but considering everything and considering its market, I think that's a tremendous success. And I owe all of that to you. And you know me, I give it up. Most definitely. So I really appreciate you. Again, continue to tell one person about the show. I really appreciate you. If you can remember, just hit the heart button each morning to like the show. That gives me a little bit more, that gives the show a little bit more visibility on the Spreaker network. And we're going to continue moving forward. We are going to continue moving forward. Brent writes, Cavs. Good morning, Angela. Good to see you. Dale writes, good morning, Nate, and the great people of the Chop Shop. Let's get it. That's right. I like the idea of pitching for peace. I like the idea of the police being out in the community. I know it's just softball, but at some point I looked around and I was like surrounded by, officers, which I have no problem with at all. I'm a friend of law enforcement, although at least one of my so-called friends on the police force thinks that's funny. So I'm walking out with Scotty J. I'm walking out with Chief Isaacs. And, I'm pretty much about to leave. And as I'm walking out, people got jokes. Took a photograph with an officer, who I know, by the way. And this is all in friendliness, really. But he starts making jokes. Right there in front of the chief, like, taking a picture with Nathan Ivey, I might get a complaint against me now. Like, I guess that's the perception of me in which I talk about law enforcement. But as I had to correct my friend, I only talk about the officers that need to be talked about. And then I was offered like an experience. I don't know if it's like a ride-along experience or maybe go to the academy or something like that. I'm down for all of that. You know me, I want to get as much experience and knowledge as I possibly can. I want all of that. But like I told you, some of my CPD friends have pulled me to the side over the years like, damn, Nate, you're tough on law enforcement. And my response is almost always the same. I'm just shocked that anyone would say that. Really? Me? Me? You mean the guy who tells you that whole anti-snitching nonsense is nonsense? That if you see crimes, report them? That guy? But I think it really speaks to the overall sensitivity of law enforcement on some levels. I think if you listen to me as I talk about these issues about law enforcement, I am a very fair man. Very fair. Much more fair than a lot of folks in the media. Speaking of law enforcement,